Okay, we're back to look at how to transform CJB when it's coming toward the self, toward you. We talked about, the assumption and then using our emotions as data to calm ourselves down and put ourselves in a resourceful state. And then we say, what do I need to feel resourceful and do my best? And what do other people need? Because one of the major points of human-centric leading and of humanity is that people behave in unresourceful ways when they have unmet needs. And so you could look at other videos, and we'll put this at the bottom of what the basic needs are. They are the needs that everyone seeks to fill with every thought, feeling, and behavior. So it's not that we need money and prestige and position power. Those are external, but they're symbols of the certainty they bring us, the significance, like we matter. We may have belonging, being part of a group. We may be able to contribute and the like. So the external are symbols of the internal. So we're all motivated internally, and that's a very important piece of remembering to be a human-centric leading and transforming CJB and other emotional drama or dramatic environments or situations. So if you say, okay, what do I need? Well, I need to find a solution. I need to take ownership. Like, I'm not going to think I'm right, he's wrong or she's wrong. I'm going to say we're both right, but now what? I'm going to be respectful to the other person, but also represent myself. I'm not going to say, oh, you're right, and then kowtow and cower and then, not represent myself. And what do I need? I need to feel certain, am I safe in this environment? But we already got that need filled if during the, use emotions as data, right? We said, I'm going to assume I'm okay, and that I'll be able to deal with every problem. And so I make myself more certain with that assumption. I may need to be important, like I matter here. And maybe I fill that need by representing myself and not cowering or avoiding the situation. You see, so we can fill our own needs by our triads, the way we think and we feel and behave. And using the human-centric leading tools helps us get all of our needs met. It helps us use our emotions as information and data to help us, understand the situation more specifically and gives us options as to what to do. And when we're always rooted in seeing ourselves and others in their humanity, we can solve anything and we can transform any problem into a learning in situation. So then you might say, okay, people are criticizing me and they may have judged mistakes I made. Let's use that example right now. People who look at mistakes are always looking for certainty. Am I okay? Because we are educated to look for what's wrong, not for what's right, right? All the tests we've taken our entire lives are not figure out what works well here. It's figure out the mistake or what's not working well, right? So we are taught and socialized to look at what doesn't work, what should work, the mistakes, and how to fix things. So we're like mechanics. We're always trying to fix something. And so it is very common that some people, certainly in certain generations, they grew up thinking, if I find mistakes, I'm good. That means I'm smart. That means I'm capable. That means I'm responsible. That means I'm diligent. And so they see criticisms as a fabulous way to prove they're important and good and that they matter. Okay, so it's remarkable that this happens, but you could check it out, like talk to someone who's super critical if you can, are close enough and can create a triad for them. You will come to realize they see the criticism as a good thing, as a helpful thing to someone else, because they want to show that they can do it and that they saw the mistakes, and they want to be heard, which means they want to feel important. They want to find the error so that they can fix things and people can be more safe, right? And that they are, let's say, espousing the best quality work so that they feel important, they feel heard, they feel respected because they represent the best quality. And so some people look at it as their duty to find everybody's mistakes, okay? They do it out of love. Other people do it to bring someone down, to reduce their confidence. There are all types of people who do things for different reasons. And we always have to wonder, what do they need? So now notice, imagine yourself in a situation where people are criticizing you And let's say they do it at work, which has, you worry about the consequence, but then you said to yourself, you know what, I'll be okay. So I'm not going to focus on the consequence. I'll focus on what I could do in the moment. And then you notice that you're looking for a solution, and then you're noticing that other people may need certainty. And notice now what solutions come just from looking at this. Now, you could go to the Acropolis and you can get new perspectives. And you can go to the Acropolis, meaning you pretend you're looking at this in a bigger picture, and let's say you see that person who criticizes you, maybe they criticize everyone. And you notice from the Acropolis, they criticize everyone. That's a pattern. Or maybe they only criticize you and nobody else. Or whatever you may see, you can start to see things from the Acropolis that you couldn't see when you're trying to wonder who's right and who's wrong. So going to the Acropolis helps you access new perspectives, but notice here what solutions are already, surfacing. You could see, let's say this person, let's say they have a pattern of criticizing. And then if there's a pattern, you could go and ask them, what would you like to see in this moment? And they'll say, well, fix the errors. Okay, what would that get us? Well, better quality work. Okay, so how could we get to the better quality work without, criticism? They'll say, well, I'm criticizing you because I'm trying to help you. And then you start to get to know this person a little bit, and let's say they say those things, and then you realize it's not personal. It's that person trying to be helpful. And you can start to reframe it and see. If you're working actually with someone who's critical but trying to help you, you could find a solution more easily, right, than if they're trying to hurt you. You can say, okay, what is a way that we can catch these errors, as an example, before, they escalate, or before we talk about them in a team environment? Or maybe this person, or I could, I could ask that person, could we have a session when we talk about the mistakes, I could fix them so we don't have to say this in front of my boss or my team. And you find solutions to help this person meet their needs and you. And this is what they call win-win solution, meaning you're creating value by solving a solution that meets everyone's needs and that makes everyone feel calm and resourceful. When people feel certain and they feel safe that I matter, they're calmer. They don't react emotionally and aggress because their needs are met. We have those needs, okay? And so this is how you can transform criticism. Maybe it's it's been happening for years. Maybe it happens over a short period of time. Let's say, with another example, someone is just nasty and they want to bring you down. You may not talk to them because you may have a tumultuous relationship and too shy to go toward them. I always try to go toward people who seemed like they wanted to bring me down. But let's say you don't want to do that. You can wonder, what do they want? What would they get if they bring me down? What would they feel? What need are they filling? And you would find out it's possibly certainty. It's possibly significance. They want to look like they matter. And maybe you outshine them, or maybe you do something that you're not even noticing and it makes them feel badly. So you could, if that's true, what you could do is go toward them and say, how could we collaborate? I've noticed that you find a lot of mistakes in my work, and I'm wondering, what could we do to make our work better? And they may be like, nothing's wrong with my work, it's your work. You're like, okay, what insights could you share with me? And you try to bring that person into your world to help you to be part of your development. And people need belonging and love. That's one of the basic needs, love and belonging. And so we really respond well to people who know what our needs are and help us fill them when we can't do it ourselves in resourceful ways. So this is an example. We didn't draw out the going to the Acropolis, but this is an example of how to use all the tools to respond and transform CJB, whether it's a one-time thing or a persistent challenge. And we try to lead and influence what happens instead of be worried and feel anxious in face of this. So notice how powerful this method is, and this toolkit. It really goes down to what's the most important and most needed of the human. What do we feel? What do we need? And needs are, in some psychologist terminology, also emotions. What are our perspectives? And how do we see people in their humanity, not their titles, not their jobs or functions, but as people? and we start to be able to access new ideas and new ways of solving challenges that are humane, that are transformational, that increase trust, help us feel better and more resourceful, and stay in the present moment. So I hope you can practice this the next time you're criticized, judged, or blamed.